Welcome back to Market of the Moment. I am Don Chakowski. I'm the Director of Channel Sales for Fidelity National Title, and I am joined, as always, by my boss lady over here, Miss Sharon Terhune, the Vice President of Residential Sales for Fidelity National Title. And welcome back.
Yeah.
So, we are back at book club, and so over the last few weeks...
We're having fun.
I know, this is a good time.
I love this. This is so great.
Yeah, and it's been great hearing from other people and what books that they enjoy, and so it's been a lot of fun. So,
and if you've missed any of our episodes, please go back on our social and check them out, because so many great book recommendations.
Absolutely. Yes, please do. Yeah. Okay, so let's start off with your book this week.
Okay.
And so tell us about the Fearless Success.
Okay, well, we did bring this up, I think a couple months ago.
Yep.
We were fortunate enough as a sales team, to get to hear Mr. John Foley speak in person. And,
you got an autograph and everything. There you go.
And he even wrote my name, and he put a signature line of "Glad to be here."
Yeah.
So the concept of this book, again, is using the slogan "Glad to be here" and really, going beyond high performance. It's such an incredible read. He's an incredible man.
Yeah.
Spent many, many years flying for the Blue Angels. Mm-hmm. And as you know, that's an elite group of people that perfection is, it's very, very high level and very meticulous. And so this, if you haven't read it, because we did talk about it a little bit, I highly recommend you put this on your reading book club here, reading for the summer, because this will also take you and your team to another level of communication, another level of how to go and really go from your business from maybe ordinary to extraordinary. And that's what we keep talking about, taking it to extraordinary.
Yeah, and that's what, his conversations about the debriefing, that's always been the thing that I've walked away, because I've fortunate enough to met John twice, and both times that was that was my solid takeaway, was the importance of going back and reflecting on the meetings and the conversations that we have, and then going back and looking to see where's my room for improvement, right? Because as much as we like to strive forward and think we're doing great, is important to always look to grow. And what's my area of opportunity? Where's my area that I can do better? So love the book, love John. It's an awesome read.
Well, and what's cool about this is, in the last episodes here, we are talking about scarcity in business and how to utilize scarcity to your advantage, right? But this book, I think, really tends to lean on the abundance side, because it involves so much trust, right? And trusting, your colleagues and your business and what you do, and really projecting that with your team, and how you can make your team better, right? And be a better leader to your team. So those of you that have teams too, really incredible for that aspect as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, well, love it. Yeah. And so for my book for this week, we have The Power of Moments, and this is by Chip and Dan Heath. And if you've not read this book, this one is really one of my all-time favorites. This is one where it just made me think about the customer experience. And so I've had, the good fortune of working in retail part of my career, and all that. And so much of what we spent when working in retail was talking about the feelings that people have when they walk away, right? What is their overall experience? Well, we're in the business that really changes people's lives, right? We're in the business of, when somebody's buying a home or making decisions about investing in a home or whatever that is, these are things that really, truly impact their lives. So we should be thinking about what that moment says, right? And that's really what this book outlines, and it gives some great examples of different ways that different companies have gone above and beyond to integrate that thought pattern into their business, right? So Sharon, we had this as a book in our boot camps probably 3 or 4 years ago.
I think it was during. It might have been COVID time.
Oh, was it really? Okay,
a big C word, but it is. It absolutely. And what's so great about this, and what Don was saying with the organizations and how they're utilizing it, is that we talk about this all the time. If you give someone an experience, they're going to remember that for a lifetime, right? So buying a home is a big thing, right? Well, how can you make that experience for them so much more that they're never, never going to forget it, right? I mean, something that you did was so extraordinary. And again, it's the power of the moment right there in the time, in real time, that will stay in their brain for forever and ever.
Yeah, well,
so that's
and I talk about this a lot with people when we talk about just, I was a psych major in college, and we talk, in that process, we talk about just the feelings, the subconscious things that occur during different experiences in life. And I think this book really hones in on a lot of that, that when you walk into a house and you smell fresh baked cookies and all of those kind of things, they have a effect on our subconscious and the feelings we have around something. So when we make great experiences for people, and which this gives, this is going down that path. When we make those great experiences for people, even they just think of us better, right? They think of us, and they're more likely to come back to us and recommend us to other people because, it's like, oh my gosh, when I dealt with Sharon, this was the greatness around it all.
Absolutely.
This was the thing around all of it. And so love this book. If you haven't picked it up,
it's a great
do.
Read.
Definitely
worth it.
So absolutely love it. So grab that one, and love to hear what you guys think of it as well.
Awesome. And that's Chip Heath and Dan Heath.
Yes, absolutely.
The Heath brothers.
The Heaths.
The Heaths.
Yes. Okay. So I think it is now time to check in with Mindy and see what we've got going on out there in the market right now. So Mindy, what you got going on?
Hey guys, we're on location today with another Community on Purpose project right here at Jacobs Mission Community Center in Mesa. I stepped away from our project. We're stuffing backpacks for kids heading back to school after a month-long supply drive with the Mindy Jones Group and several of our community partners because I wanted to give you an update on what's happening in the local real estate market. The market is softening as temperatures heat up, and we have 8 cities showing improvement for sellers over the last month, but another 9 showing deterioration, mostly due to the gridlock on new inventory and the effect of several weeks of higher than expected interest rates, acting as a bit of a barrier to the floodgates that will open once they drop. The pent-up demand to right-size and access equity to pay off higher debt accumulated over the last couple of years is causing an undercurrent in the market that only those listening for it can hear. With banks struggling and reporting major losses due primarily to bad credit and commercial debt, new construction closings are actually up in Arizona, representing a section of the market that is answering the question of value that many folks have after years of rising prices. While resale sales are down 13%, prices are up, days on market are down, available inventory is down, and average list price to sales price is up, all indications that something is brewing under the surface. With a stable market index resulting from a decline in both supply and demand, our focus has shifted to unlocking inventory for sellers by leveraging buy before you sell programs that have gained relevance again due to an improved equity position, helping buyers take advantage of rapidly disappearing seller concessions to buy down rates to below market averages, and dip into quick move-ins as a solution to renters who are getting notice from landlords. The question is, which scenario applies to you? I've got to head back to the project, but if you missed out on your chance to join us this month and volunteering, we're kicking off our hydration campaign today with Cultivate Goodness through the end of the month. We took the plunge and are challenging you to do the same by donating water to those that need it most. You can message us for details on how you can take the plunge.
Well, thank you, Mindy. We appreciate you as always and all your insight on the market. Would love to hear from Amber Kovarik and see what's going on in the world of mortgage. Amber is with Guild Mortgage and is our great lender partner over here on Market of the Moment.
We all know how important it is for our buyers to be buying now, but how are you communicating that message to your clients? On the Kovarik team, we are strong believers that we need to help our clients become homeowners before interest rates come down and not be home buyers. We're explaining to them as a homeowner, the benefit is that you get to lock in your price today and then take advantage of a refinance when mortgage interest rates drop. But on the flip side, if you're a home buyer, you better believe as interest rates come down that the demand is going to pick up. The competition is going to be fierce. and they are likely going to be paying more for the same home that they could have gotten for less today. And so we have to instill a little bit of fear and some urgency in them that the clock is ticking, that the time is now, because the future of what's to come can make it really, really hard for them. And a big piece of this is making them understand why putting their best foot forward on their offer matters so much today. And as your partner, we're doing everything we can to explain to them the difference in every $5,000 in their purchase price. Do they really need seller concessions? How can we sweeten their deal to make them look more competitive? So let us know how we can help. As always, my team will be available for all of your weekend pre-qualification needs. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Amber. We appreciate you and appreciate you being here each week to give us this information. So thank you so much. Okay, so it's time to wrap up, but I do want to make sure that we mention that we love hearing from you guys as well. We love hearing what your books are, what your recommendations are, and hopefully in the future we could be sharing about those books that we're hearing about from you as well. So, matter of fact, I believe this one was one recommended by one of our partners.
It was.
And most of the books that we have have come from recommendations from our partners along the way. So look forward to hearing from you guys on that. So anyway, that's a wrap for this week. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.
Ciao.